Yeah, I guess we're live in action around here. I pretty much just came across some of my old notes from a long time ago, about what, 8, 9 years ago. This is about 8, 9, close to 8, 9, 10 years ago. I didn't even know I had this. I was just looking through some old boxes, seeing what I had, and I was like, ooh, hydrotherapy terminology, just some good old notes. I was like, okay, well, my connection weak. I said, yeah, let me just go ahead and just look at this stuff. I was like, I guess I'll come on Facebook Live and just read a little bit, man. So we got hydrotherapy. Basically, as I'm just reading, word for word. I may not agree with everything that's on here, but I say, you know what? Let me read some stuff word for word on here, and maybe it can help some people out, because I don't too much read like I used to read. I'm more into other different things, but it's cool though. Yeah, it's cool though. So yeah, basically like hydrotherapy, man. It's basically the application of water in any form, either externally or internally, in the treatment of disease and the maintenance of health. So that's pretty much one of the basic definitions of hydrotherapy. And this is what hydropathy has to say. It refers to the water cure. Hydropathy refers to the water cure, which arose from the empirical tradition and professed to cure all diseases by the use of water, especially what I'm always talking about, that cold water, especially cold water. So that's hydropathy, y'all. Like just some of my old notes, I had. I'm just pretty much just going through. I just having to pick it up. But like I say, hydropathy refers to the water cure, which arose from the empirical traditions and professed to cure all diseases used by water, especially cold water. So that's crazy how when you sit back and think, man, just dating back from hundreds and thousands and millions of years ago, that people will actually just use cold water, to cure all type of diseases. That's crazy how people did that. Some people might use water, some people might use food, some people might not even eat nothing, some people might use the sun. I'm pretty sure you can use anything in nature to come across any results that you need if you know how to use it and make it as a tool. So that's crazy when you sit back and think about it. So we have what they call I don't know how to pronounce that word, balneology. It's basically the science of bath and the therapeutics, the therapeutic uses. So I do a lot of bath soaks, ice soaks, and all types of things of that nature. So you have cryotherapy. It's therapeutic uses of waters from mineral springs, which we have some in the States. We don't have many. A lot of them are locked up, but that mineral water, natural spring water, is what we need. We have ablution, is the application of water. I mean, these so many words. These are all these what I call big words. But ablution is the application of water by the hand, which may be covered with a bath, mitt, or towel. We have affusion. AFSUSION. That's basically the pouring of water in a stream on the body or part of the body, usually used to lower body temperature and fever. And we have a poultice. I'm pretty sure most of everybody knows what that is. It's basically a soft, moist mass spread between the layers of cloth and applied hot to a given area in order to create moist local heat, or what in the hell? I can't see that word. Counter irritation of mustard plaster, also called a cataplasm. Then we have more of what they call a compress. A compress is a pad of moist faux linen or other material applied with pressure. It is sometimes medicated. That is a compress. So we're going to say it again. And a compress is a pad of moist folded linen or other material applied with pressure. It is sometimes medicated, So and then we have what they call a heating compress. I'm just going over some of the definitions anyway, y'all. We have what they call a heating compress. A heating compress A mild application of moist heat for several hours by means of compress applied to part and covered with dry flannel, which allows the compress to be worn by the circulations and it stimulates. So we're going to say it again. A mild application of moist heat. This is a heating compress. A mild application of moist heat for several hours by means of compress applied to a part and covered with dry flannel, which allows the compress to be warmed by the circulation it stimulates. See, once you can increase circulation in your body, in any part of the body, that's when it's going to warm up, because you're going to get that oxygen, that iron. You're going to get that stuff that fires the body up, and that's what you want, man. You want something that's going to fire the body up, because everybody knows a cold car does not run well. You cut on an old car, it's going to take a while to warm up. You know, it might do all types of things. So we want to get that blood flow stimulated to all parts of the body, man. That's the thing. Stagnation destroys that, man. That's why we wake up so stiff we can't move. Yeah, I'm just sitting there chilling out on the floor reading. Let me finish reading this. A heating compress. Oh yeah, that's right. Note this term causes more confusion than any other in hydrotherapy. So let's spend a moment to understand it. Okay, listen y'all, a heating compress is not a hot compress. Do you hear me? A heating compress is not a hot compress. I mean, once you understand what's going on, it'll make a little more sense. But a heating compress is a cold compress. A heating compress is a cold compress which becomes heated by the body part which it is applied to. You must grasp this important distinction to communicate reliably with other hydrotherapists. Okay, then we have what we call a fomentation. It's all blurry and everything. I need a new phone. Okay, anyway, it's a very hot, moist application. A fomentation is a very hot application, usually made of wool. It is sometimes medicated, also called a stoop. I don't even know what a stoop is, y'all. I really don't. Alternate. Yeah, everybody knows what alternate is, because, you know, pretty much that's one of the basic things that we always do. It's just a series of alternate hot and cold applications to the same body area, consisting of at least 3 applications of each during of the cold applications being approximately 1/4 to 1/2 as long as the hot application. Principles of hydrotherapy. The greater the difference between the temperature of the application and the body temperature, the greater the intensity of treatment. The greater the difference between the temperature of the application and the body temperature, the greater the intensity of treatment. I'm going to say it one more time because it's important. The greater the difference between the temperature of the application and the body temperature is the greater the intensity of the treatment. So we got to kind of watch that temperature we use, whether it's hot or cold, man. Because if you're not ready for it, man, it can be destructive to the body, man. It can destroy you. It can make you not want to do it no more. So you got to kind of be patient with that stuff. Time and, you know, duration of the applications. When the temperature of the application is extreme, duration is inversely proportional to the overall intensity of the treatment. However, at moderate temperature, the intensity of the treatment is directly proportional to the duration of the treatment. Frequency, you know, we know pretty much what frequency is. Now, this hour of the day. Listen to hour of the day, y'all. This is important. Well, let's go back and do frequency. The more frequently an application is made, the more intense the overall effect. The first treatment is the most intense. The first treatment is the most intense. So check this out. It's kind of like taking your first ever cold shower, man. You know how it is when you get up in the cold water, you just, the water cold. The water cold. So that's kind of like what that is, man. But after about 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 days, you know, your body starts to adjust to it. You start to get stronger and stronger and stronger. So yeah, that's kind of what it is with the frequency. The first treatment is always the most intense. The strength of each repetition is reduced. The strength of each repetition is reduced until a point of diminishing returns. is reached as the body active capacities are exhausted. Hour of the day. If you give the hydrotherapy at the patient's strong time of the day, the effectiveness is enhanced. So you want to do it when a person is at his best, at his strongest time, not when it's at his weakest. Because when you do it at his weakest, man, you're gonna have to do it with a very, very, very low dose. I mean, you can do this anyway, but do it when the person at their strongest. You know, it's pretty much like, I don't know, like who knows, like right after they get done working out, as long as they don't kill themselves in the workout or something like that. But you always want to do it on an empty stomach for the most part anyway. Okay, application of pressure or friction. A pressure application would usually take the form from either of an external douche or an effusion. Hold on right quick, I'm tripping because I just went over effusion. Effusion is the pouring of water in a stream on the body or part of the body, usually needed to lower the body temperature or fever. There we go. Okay, a pressure application will usually take from either or an external douche or an effusion. The greater the force with which the water hits the body, the greater the intensity of the treatment. The pressure and friction not only sends nerve stimuli, which that friction is powerful. The pressure and friction not only sends nerve stimuli, which compete with and diminish the perception of cold, but also brings blood to the surface. Also brings blood, iron, oxygen, all other type of minerals, things of that nature, which warms the cutaneous, I probably pronounced that wrong, tissue. That's pretty much skin tissue. It helps quiet the cold receptors, wetness of the application. The wetter the application, the stronger the temperature impact on the body. The wetter the application, the stronger the temperature and impact of the body. Yes, I'm just going over some definitions, just reading some parts on hydrotherapy because y'all know I love the cold, man. Y'all know I just love this cold and the things it can do for us. So, the cold, whether it's warm, you can make both of them use as a powerful thing. So we got the commandments. We got the good old commandments of some hydrotherapy, y'all. Treat the young, the old, obese, feeble with care. Really, it say treat the old, young, obese, and feeble with care. No. I'm changing this. Because like I said, I agree with a lot of it, but I don't agree with everything. Just like everybody might not agree with me. I'm going to say treat everybody with care. I don't care if you so-called supermodel, super fit, super ripped, whatever you want to call yourself, man. You got to treat everybody with care, man. You just can't just get off to this cold water and hot water and just do what you want to do. So, especially in terms of cold application, because of their poor capacity. Yes, we all have poor capacity to respond to intense treatments. I don't care who you are, even myself. Because even when I first started, I had to, I had poor capacity. This is another way of saying know where all contradictions of your treatments. If the patient is chilled by the treatment, that's the sign of a no-no right there. That's too much for you. But let me go ahead and finish reading. If the patient is chilled by the treatment, if he or she feels chilly or shows goose flesh, stop the treatment immediately and warm the patient by applying heat, friction, and blankets. Yeah, anytime you do cold showers and cold therapy, things of that nature, you shouldn't be like shivering and freezing like that with all those goosebumps. I mean, a little bit is okay, but you shouldn't be overdoing it. And if you overdo it, that's a sign that you overdid it and went too much, too soon, too fast. And that's not a reason to quit. You just got to come back maybe a week later after you let your body heal and rest up and take away about half the pressure. Just take away about half the pressure what you're used to using. You'll get stronger with it. You'll get stronger and better at it, So, let me see. We have, if the patient is chilled, we already went over that. Treat the patient before, not after meals. So you want to do it pretty much on an empty stomach. The reason why you want to do it on an empty stomach, man, because for the most part, after you eat, all the blood is going to be going to your stomach anyway. But we're trying to send some type of healing sensation. So we're going to, when we use that cold or hot water, we want that blood flow to go there. We don't want it to, digest the food and trying to go to the healing parts of the body. So you want to attempt, that's the best time to do it. You can do it after you eat. You can have a little stack or something. But, treat the patient before, not after meals. So I always allow time and space for a rest period after each treatment, because some of these ice soaks and ice therapy things, man, they can get, man, that stuff can get intense. I'm telling you, man, I keep saying that about ice therapy, water therapy, whatever you want to call it. Man, that stuff is like a workout. It's like I put on the same thing as massage. It's just that powerful, man. I mean, it's free. I always tell my massage clients at work, if they can't afford to come to me, which most of them can't all the time, because, you know, I'm always saying to everybody, give me 12 to 15 sessions a month. That's it, you know, and you'll be a brand new person. You know, a brand new person, 12 to 15 sessions, massage sessions a month with me. But anyway, yeah, but if you can do 12 to 15 sessions of ice soaks a month, you don't have to overdo it. Just, man, you don't know how good you would feel. I'm telling you, would feel good. Y'all need to study this water therapy for months. Study it for months, learn it. And your youth, and you have to be able to get out there. I'm always talking about let the body move, flow. Let it flow naturally, move spontaneously. That's what you got to do, y'all. That's what you got to do. So if you can get out there and do that, man, it's going to be some good stuff that happen to you. Okay, we're going to go over some definitions and terms describing local effects of hydrotherapy. Applications on the tissues. Okay, y'all. So we're gonna look at the character effect, intrinsic and reactive. So dealing with intrinsic, in a hydrotherapy term, is pretty much the direct result of the temperature on the tissue it is applied to. So we say it again. Intrinsic. Oh, it's kind of clear. Nope, there's not. Okay, direct result of the temperature on the tissue it is applied to. And then reactive is a result of the body's protective, homostatic reaction to the temperature. So reactive is just, is just pretty much going back into homeostasis. Result of the body's protective homostatic reaction to the body. It doesn't need to overstimulate it because it can cause some. But like we said, the intrinsic is pretty much the direct result of the temperature on the tissue it is applied to. Then we have types of effect, some of the things that I have. Like this dealing with the cold. Well, it's just gonna say stimulative because it can be hot or cold. But anyway, we got the cold on circulation. It's always gonna, when they have a stimulative effect, it's always gonna increase the oxygen absorption, and that's what you want right there. Because once it's a stimulative effect, it's gonna relax your breathing, and you're gonna be able to utilize oxygen a whole lot more efficiently, because you're gonna be feeling calm. You know how it is when you go swimming off in the lake and you just get out. I mean, it's cold, but as soon as you get out, you feel so good, relaxed and calm. You're just chilling, so increased CO2 exertion. So we got more of a depressive state, the depression not always bad, y'all, So it's just, putting the body back in a more depressed state, relax it back, chill, mellow state. But it's going to decrease the oxygen absorption and the CO2 excretion. So basically, like, when we get to that later on in the cold, when they start talking a whole lot more about it, this is more of the skin temperature, 115 hot, and I don't want to go over that. That's pretty much, it's cool, but now I don't know if a lot of y'all know about the dry skin brushing. But the dry skin is crucial, y'all, man. Dry skin brushing. I know especially a lot of women on my page, they know about this already, but most dudes don't, but it's okay. But the benefits of this old and well-proven, I don't even want to say European nature, because it's not European nature culture. I don't know where it came from. But anyway, the benefits of this well-proven grip culture techniques are truly staggering. Not only does it help the condition of the skin itself by removing the buildup of dead skin cells on the surface, it stimulates it. Well, that word stimulates again. Sometimes stimulation is good, sometimes overstimulation is bad. We don't never want to overstimulate anything. But it stimulates lymphatic drainage and the elimination of much as 1/3 of the body's waste. According to a natural healing principles, these toxins can lead to disease, dis-ease. All it is disease, dis-ease. Your body's not at ease anymore, so it's dis-ease. If they are allowed to accumulate in the body, complaints such as arthritis, cellulite, high blood pressure, all the typical things. Even depression have been linked to poor lymphatic drainage. If y'all don't know about lymphatic drainage, man, y'all need to study that, man. Go study some of Dr. Morris's work. He got a little book, a little PDF out on the lymphatic system. Man, y'all do know like the lymphatic system is like 3 to 4 times bigger, larger than the blood circulatory system. That's something you need to think on. Say it one more time. That lymphatic system is like 3 times the size of the circulatory system. So that's something to think on. The lymphatic system is concerned with our immune defense and with the elimination of toxic waste through the skin, lungs, kidneys, and colon. Wait, is it missing something? Well, let me see. Skin. Well, it's other things. So we're going to talk about that. But unlike the circulatory system, in which the circulation of the blood is controlled by the pumping of the heart, the lymph is usually kept moving by normal contraction and relaxing of the muscles during physical activity. That's why you got to move. That's why I'm always talking about just move freely. You want to move free, just let the body flow free. You want to move in a million, billion, gazillion, quadrillion, is that even a word? Quadrillion, kabillion, quadrillion ways. Just keep moving. I'm just talking about just move. Because when you move, you create the electricity and the lymphatic is being pumped and moving. We just can't do the typical, you know how we do the typical workout. We all do the same thing every day for the past 20, 30, 40 years. You got to move your body in new ways that's never been moved before. You got to move. You don't even have to force it. Just let it come naturally. I promise you. Over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 19, 20 years, it's going to flow, y'all. So let me get back to reading. So, let me see. The what? If you lead a sedentary life, especially if you're wheelchair bound or if you're elderly or simply lazy, skin brushing is a blessing. It cannot totally replace exercise. Now, I'll keep talking about exercise overrated, but what I'm talking about is exercise is always overrated in the way that we do it in America because we're so choreographed. We do everything choreographed and everything is more linear. We don't like move natural, let it flow natural. We just let the body move natural. We just pretty much do a, you know how we do in America. The typical, standard working out, bench press, typical choreographed yoga, the typical, CrossFit. Everything is just it's not like a natural flow. Trust me, it's not a natural flow. But anyway. It cannot totally replace exercise, but it is in fact the same in body stimulation in terms as a good massage or 20 minutes of jogging. So if y'all need to look into that dry brushing, y'all. That dry brushing is very, 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 very powerful. So yeah, man, get into that dry brushing, y'all. In aromatherapy, the skin brushing is more commonly used to combat cellulite and combined with lymphatic drainage, massage, essential oils, and detoxifying diet. It is very, very effective. So yeah, I gotta get into that dry brushing, y'all. Go online, do your research on dry brushing. Do it for about 2 months. Come back and tell me what you think about it. That's more than instructions for dry brushing. Y'all can go over there. Y'all can just go, whenever you look online for dry brushing. You find a whole bunch of instructions and things of that nature and testimony. But yeah, dry brushing is powerful, y'all, man. It's powerful, man. It's a certain way that you need to go. It's powerful, man. But like I keep saying, man, you gotta get out and move freely, man, because we can't keep doing the typical steady American style of working out, man, because we're not gonna move that limp. You gotta move not just 1, 2, 4, 5, 7, 8, 30, 40. You gotta move a billion, quadrillion ways, y'all. Get that limp, blood circulatory, oxygen flowing all throughout the body. You gotta get it flowing throughout the body, I'm telling you, man. But that's more the limp. Body wash. It's still the same. Yes, it's a whole bunch of stuff dealing with the. Wait a minute, hold on. Okay, let me come over here right quick for y'all. The body has to be more on the skin. Let me come right here. Maybe I can come over here. Okay, we'll start right here. Okay. Okay, with blankets, the body has to be warm in the skin. A friction mitt may be used, but has been dipped into water much more frequently. Okay, physiological effect. It hardens the immune system It increases metabolism. We're talking about the skin brushing. It tones blood vessels and muscles through increasing the circulation. That's what I was talking about. You know, like skin brushing is cool, but man, you gotta move, y'all. Move that body in 100 million ways. You gotta move. I mean, I'm just talking about make yourself look crazy. Like those people who be having you know, on LSD. Yeah, make your body move like that, because eventually you're gonna be doing all type of crazy things. I'm just talking about something that's gonna help your body out, man. So yeah, skin brushing is cool, but yeah, like I said, it increases oxygen in the vessels, thus increasing the elimination of toxins. You know, cold water, washing early in the mornings disturbs the normal heating up period of the body, thus causing a stronger reaction. Okay, therapeutic effect. As the body is warmed in the bed, a deep feeling of peace and relaxation overcomes the mind. If time permits, you will find yourself falling back into a deep sleep, awakening refreshed and ready for your day. This is a good time for dreaming and pleasant dreams. You may find that you have more energy during the day, and over time you will experience a newer feeling of well-being and vigor. Man, that's why I keep saying, man, working out is cool, but we don't want to work out, keep doing the same choreographed stuff. This is still talking about skin brushing, but I'm always talking about you got to move in a billion ways, man. Put your body in a different type of position and just move. And especially your core, your abdominal region, because we eat so much. You got to move that abdominal region. I'm talking about just move. Let it move for like 30, 40, 50, 60 minutes a day. And I promise you, you're gonna be like, wow, you never knew you had so much energy and power and stability, flexibility. Because that stomach, it destroys us. So y'all just don't know. Same thing with the hips. Okay, face treatment. Aroma. These are body wraps. You know, supplies need for body wraps, large towel, plastic sheet, some water bottles, aromatherapy, and hot water. Which that's pretty good. I remember we did some of those when I was in massage school. That was pretty good. That was a pretty good experience. I felt good and relaxed doing a whole body wrap. I'm not talking about just like those stomach body wraps, but like those whole body wraps. And that stuff is, man, the essential oils is what did it, man. The hot water and the essential oils, that stuff really opened the skin up and just release loads and loads of waste from the body. So that's something powerful too. But I don't know too much about the body wraps. You probably have other people. I mean, of course, y'all see those people selling those things, but I don't know too much about them. But it's powerful, especially if you can do it in a natural way. A natural way is powerful. Effects of hot and cold application. This might be some of the good stuff we get into. Yeah, it is. The circulatory effect of a short hot application are not the same as the effects of a long hot application. In fact, their effects are opposite. A short hot application is defined as one lasting less than 5 minutes. It is stimulating to the circulation. We're talking about hot, like the hot packs, things of that nature now, y'all. This is important. We consider this to be an intrinsic effect, meaning it is the direct result on the heat which is transferred to the body. A long hot application, defined as one of the lasting more than 5 minutes, is depressing to circulation, which we consider to this to be reactive or reflective, meaning in the results of the body's protective reaction to the heat it is applied to. As we might expect, the circulatory effects of a short cold application are the most opposite of the effect of a long cold application, but the scheme for understanding the effects of a cold is not identical to the one just outlined for hot. While a short cold application is stimulating to the circulation, that's why I was talking about those quick 5, 10, 30, 20, 30, 40 seconds, bang. It is defined by duration as lasting less than 1 minute. That's only in the beginning. Because once you get into the breathing, all this change, everything that's taught here, it all changes. It all changes. Everything. But and this stimulating effect is considered to be reactive. The effect of a long cold application is one lasting longer than 1 minute. That's well, in the beginning I can agree, but like I keep saying, after you learn how to do a lot of breath control, that's when everything starts to change. Everything starts to change, and great things start to happen. You know, it's depressing to circulation. Hold on, I'll be right back. Huh? No, it's one. It's one off of there too. Oh, is it? Yeah, it's one over there. No, it's the right one. All right, hold on. Oh, I had to go get my charge. Make my phone about to go dead. And where was I at? Where was I at? Oh snaps! All right, So basically, like these more the effects of cold application. Short hot, 5 minutes. Less than 5 minutes is more stimulative effect of circulation. A long hot pack is depressive. Over 5 minutes, but like I said, your breathing pattern changes. That's when all this changes. But this is more of a guideline for the basic beginners, you know, especially those who's not into breathing, breath work. All right, we have a short cold. You know, anything less than a minute is stimulative to the body. You're just reactive. Long cold is more intrinsic, anything over a minute. But like I said, if breathing changes, everything changes. A close look at the above chart reveals that the duration is more predictive of the effects and temperature. Short applications are stimulative regardless of whether they are hot or cold. But how hot and cold, which are opposites, have similar effects on the body, because the body reacts to hot and cold at different speeds. The body, you hear that? The body reacts to hot and cold at different speeds. So, the body perceives cold, which is much further away from the normal human body temperature, than hot, as a greater threat, and reacts quickly to it. I don't know if that was written right, whoever wrote that, but I don't think so. I don't know. If the cold is prolonged, the body's reaction is eventually spent, and the intrinsic or depressive effects of cold takes over. So basically what's happening right there, it's kind of like, you know how like when you freeze something, it's going to preserve it. So it's going to pretty much like save what's going on, save like, you know, the dying parts of your body until you can get a high dose of oxygen to it. You know, once you get a high dose of oxygen to it, it goes from intrinsic more back to reactive and not more stimulative again. That's when the breathing comes in and takes over. So when I was talking about breath work is crucial for us. The body is less threatened by heat and reacts more slowly. Thus, the intrinsic or stimulative effect of hot on the circulation is allowed to express itself before reaction takes place. But if the heat is prolonged, the reactive depressive effects overrule. Okay, note. It is easy to become confused about the actual use of these terms: short, hot, long, cold. When we refer to long applications, we are talking about an application which does not significantly change temperature over time. A bath where the quantity of water is sufficient to be influenced by the temperature of the body parts immersed in it or the ambient air surrounding it. Therefore, an application which changes temperature over time, a compress, is more easily influenced by the temperature of the body parts, and air which it comes in contact is by definition a short 115 degrees Fahrenheit towel applied to the chest and abdomen for 10 minutes, even if it is amply covered by wool blankets, will be reduced in temperature to about 95 degrees Fahrenheit in just 5 minutes. This means it is a short application even if it lasts 10 minutes. A cold towel applied similarly at 55 degrees may achieve a temperature of 70 degrees Fahrenheit or more after 1 minute, and of 80 Fahrenheit or more after 10 minutes. Even though it was applied for 10 minutes. Its practical effect was that a short cold application. Let's take our understanding a step further and define specifically what we mean by stimulative and depressive effects that hot and cold have on circulation. A cold application has an immediate momentarily insignificant vasoconstrictive effect followed by direct, vasoconstrict, pretty much, vascular is being constricted, squeezing, that's what cold does, in the beginning, followed by directly by vasodilatory effect, it's pretty much so, dilating, in which, dilating the arteries, this red blood oxygen to the areas. Okay, so if the application is continued long enough, it's especially with the cold, it's going to constrict again, because it doesn't have enough oxygen. It's followed by another vasoconstrictive effect intrinsically. Okay, so basically, in the cold, you say you got your, cold water, cold shower, ice soaks, things of that nature. First, you're going to have your intrinsic vasoconstriction, and then you're going to have a vasodilation. Pretty much, that's when you want to be done right there at this stage. When you feel that heat coming in certain parts of the body, that's when you want to be done. But then once you go back in here, this area right here, this vasoconstriction, because it's not strong enough anymore. But once it goes back to this right here, it's not getting enough oxygen no more. So you just want, that's pretty much where you want to be, like, especially like done with your cold shower, things of that nature. So anyway, a hot application has an immediate effect, a vasodilatory effect. A hot application has an immediate vasodilatory effect, intrinsic, followed by and a vasostatic effect, reactive. Hot, vasodilation, vasotosis. Having looked at the effects of varying lengths of hot and cold applications on circulation, let's take a look at their effects on metabolism of the tissues which they are applied. A short cold application stimulates the metabolism. A long cold application depresses the metabolism. This is why you got to get your breath work down. Because what's long to some may be short to others. Like a 5 minute may be very long to you, but to me it's probably short. This is when breath work kicks in. Some of the metabolic and other physiologic effects of the short cold are depicted below. Okay, for example, short cold ice soaks, oxygen absorption, that's what it's good for. Increase of carbon dioxide exertion, nitrogen absorption and exertion, tissue tone. When we're talking about that tissue tone with the cold, man, it's going to increase tissue tone. Peripheral white blood cell count, it's going to help you move all the way from the body, although we really shouldn't have a lot of white blood cells, but that's a whole other topic. It's going to increase the red blood count and decrease blood glucose. Wait a minute, hold on. Now, a lot of people have high blood glucose because of the things of where unnatural ways they were living. But if you can get into this cold, it's going to help decrease the blood glucose level. That's something to think about, huh? That's really something to think about. The effects are the body's reactions to the cold, to short cold. A short hot application stimulates the metabolism, as does a long hot application. Or a short hot application stimulates the metabolism, as does a long hot application. But neither stimulate it quite so much as a short cold. That's why the cold is powerful, man. I mean, hot is okay, but it weakens the tissues. While the body has a sophisticated means for regulating its temperature, it cannot overcome the biological effect that metabolism is increased by heat, regardless of its duration, so long as it is within a range compatible with life. Therefore, there is no true reactive phase. Alright, yeah, like I said, I just found these notes I don't know what it was at. I found the notes. I don't. I ain't looked at these in 8. Matter of fact, I never even looked at these before. I had them over close to 8 to 10 years. Um, what was we at? Okay, we did the hot. This was the hot and the cold. So this is the hot. You know, hot soak is going to still increase some oxygen absorption because it's going to dilate everything so you can get more oxygen to the area. It's going to increase the CO2. It's still going to be calm and relaxed. But as you see that? The hot soaks y'all love to do, hot bath soaks, hot, dry skin out, it's going to decrease tone. The hot is going to decrease the tone. It's going to destroy your skin, and it's going to destroy your muscles too, and organs, things of that nature. It's going to decrease the white blood count, decrease the red blood cell count. Think about it. It's going to we ought to have a lot of folks with low iron anyway, and it's going to increase the blood glucose. Yeah, so that's it. It's really crazy, man. You gotta think about that stuff, man. Between hot and cold, I know cold is tough, but man, you gotta get into it, y'all. For future references, note some of the significant differences between the physiological consequences of the cold and hot applications. The effects on blood glucose, tissue tone, and red and white blood cell count. Also, future references, let's briefly collate the effect we discussed on the circulatory and metabolism. Okay, short hot is stimulative. Long hot is depressive. It's, effect on metabolism. All stimulative is long cold. Short cold is stimulative. Long cold is depressive. Let me see. Circulatory effects, short hot applications, stimulating intrinsic direct results of heat transferred to the body. Long hot application, we already talked about that. Long cold, depressing intrinsic or direct effect. Cold application, instant vasoconstriction. So you get in the bath, so you get into some cold, you kind of like tighten up. Vasoconstriction is followed by immediately vasodilation. That's when everything starts to open up. You get a good amount of blood circulation to the area. But if you do it long enough, it's going to be too much for you with the cold. You're going to start to get super cold again. Vasoconstrictive. All those things start to happen again. So stimulating effect, increase the blood flow. Short hot, short cold, long hot. Vasoconstrictions, long cold. Things like this. We pretty much went over that. Metabolic effect, short hot, long hot, short cold are all stimulative. Hot is increases absorption, but tissue, as I go there, tissue tone, it drops in the hot. Tissue tone will drop in the hot. I don't care if it's any type of hot soap. But the thing about that is, you need something like you add some cayenne, some type of herbs, some essential oils, things like that. Then we're gonna increase the tone. We're gonna increase the tone once you do it that way. Then with the short cold, that's what you need. You need the herbs and things like that. Teas and whatever things like cayenne, things of that nature. Okay, and the short cold, our ability to absorb more oxygen increases. The ability, in tissue, so you're gonna have that tight skin. I'm talking about that real tight skin when you get into that cold, man. That's what that cold does, man. We fear the cold, man. We can't be fearing the cold like that. We really can't. But the long cold, oxygen absorption decrease. Tissue tone still increases, but spasticity, I don't know what this is right here, it decreases. I'm thinking spasticity has to do with the tendons and the fascia system. I think that decreases too. I think that's what the tendon has to do with. I'm not for sure, y'all. I'm going to have to look more into that, But I think it's what it is. A long cold immediately followed an injury lowers cell metabolism, therefore decreasing cellular death until blood supply is reestablished. This is when the breath work comes in. Is reestablished to an injured site. Let me see. Stimulate and increases activity. Short hot, cold reactive. Long hot. Depresses, reduces reactivity. Long cold reduces demand and delivery of oxygen. Cells go anaerobic. You don't want the anaerobic. You want to keep that oxygen flowing. That's when you want to just keep breathing. Breath control. I keep telling y'all. That's pretty much it almost. Heat modalities, cold pain. That's pretty much it. Cold bath, contrast, hot, cold. So that's pretty much it. I just wanted to do a little video. I came across a little old notes I had on hydrotherapy. I got these like when I was in massage school. I never even looked at them, man. But a few days ago, I just happened to come across. I said, well, you know what? Let me come on here, Facebook Live, and let me read some of the stuff. So, yeah, that's what I pretty much did. I know I was all over the place while I was reading, But that's what it is. I'm out, y'all. Hope y'all listen to it. I know my reading's all garbage, but I'm getting better. But, yeah, I'll be doing a whole bunch more of these live in action. Oh, thanks, Cordell. I'll be doing a whole lot more of these. I got a whole bunch of stuff I need to talk about. We'll see what we can do, man. I got a lot of books I need to get into. I got a whole bunch of massage books that I can bring into everybody's life. So I got a whole bunch of scientific massage books too. So I want to try to bring those and read those, a lot of information too, and it's gonna help a lot of us too. But I'm out, y'all. Y'all be good.